So, three questions that come to mind as I see the Eagles 3.5 point favorites against the Packers. One is the most obvious: how healthy is Jalen Hurts? Jesse Morse did a study earlier this season looking back at concussion data for quarterbacks in their return. It's about a 12% drop in production. For Hurts, that number could be a little bit bigger considering he's such a willing runner. And if he's still experiencing some symptoms, even if he clears the protocol, which so many people expect, is he going to be as willing a runner as he usually is? And if not, does that passing drop become a little bit more exaggerated? My second question would be, what do we get from Jeff Hafley defensively in this game? The Packers play a ton of cover two, and in games where the Eagles have seen cover two this season, it's just opened up a ton of opportunity for Saquon Barkley. If you think about games like the Saints game, the Jags game, Washington twice, defenses with similar coverage schemes, those were massive games for Barkley. Do the Packers go and play a lot more cover one and throw more guys down against the run? Well, then that's going to make it a big Hurts game, potentially. We've seen teams like Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Dallas in the first matchup do a lot of that, and they've had success stopping Barkley, but it's been a big game for Hurts and Brown. So if there's some expectation that Hurts maybe isn't 100%, that's maybe the direction the Packers go, and does that maybe force the Eagles into a little bit more passing rather than Barkley taking opportunities against this run defense? And then my third question would be, what does Vic Fangio potentially steal from what we saw Brian Flores throw at the Packers in Week 17? Brian Flores and that Vikings defense play a ton of zone coverage. He shifted and played his highest rate of man coverage all season for the Vikings in that matchup. Jordan Love really struggled, and post-game, Matt LaFleur said it caught us off guard. We didn't see it coming, and the reason that Flores did that is because on the season, Jordan Love against zone coverage is third in EPA per dropback. Against man coverage, he drops all the way to 30th in EPA per dropback. With Christian Watson out of the lineup, obviously with the injury he suffered, that really impacts what the Packers offense could do against man coverage. And so is this a bit of a curveball that Fangio throws at the Packers where he goes more man than expected, just like Flores did, and tries to implement the same game plan? A lot of questions about this game. 3.5 is the point spread. 46.5 is the total. Weather that was expected seems to be a lot tamer than initially thought a week ago. So that could be good news for both of the offenses. But more questions, more answers as the week goes on here on The Account.